Meantime, we've got a quick check on the markets at this hour. Investors looking for positive news after several days of volatility, and they're getting it with a rebound this morning. The Dow up 3.4%, the NASDAQ up over 4% right now, the S&P 500 up 187 points. Another top trade official in the administration is offering some reassuring words as well. Senior trade advisor Peter Navarro telling Fox News that when it comes to the threat of a recession, there is nothing to worry about.
I guarantee no recession, okay? Why? Because when we pass the biggest, broadest tax cut in history within a matter of months, that's going to be a great stimulus. There's not going to be any inflation. We've already had a significant drop, a huge drop in oil prices, Laura. That's like a point off the CPI.
Joining us now, finance expert Mitch Roschelle, who is a principal at Madison Ventures Plus. Good morning. Welcome back to you. Guaranteeing no recession. Your thoughts?
There's one word you never use when you're talking about the economy. It's guarantee. I think I would use the word unlikely, but Marni, this is all going to hedge or hinge on the consumer. If the consumer feels either a loss of wealth because of what's going on in the stock market, or the consumer is very down on the prospects of employment, or all the things, the kitchen table pocketbook issues that impact the consumer, then we'll find ourselves in a recession. I don't think that this is going to be a shock to the supply side like COVID was, but I do think that this is going to be a consumer-led revolt that could drive us into a recession if they fear the future.
Your assessment of the market at this hour started the day in the green, just continues to go up.
It's not, I wasn't surprised by this. Yesterday when you saw that nugget of good news, which the White House said was fake news, but that nugget of good news, the market swung the most it ever swung, some 2,600 points in seconds. So the market is waiting for good news, and I think they got some overnight. That talks have begun with South Korea and some others. So I think that that's what's driving the market up. There's a lot of money sitting on the sidelines that's been waiting to pounce when there was a big dip. And we had basically a bear market, a 20% correction in the stock market. So when they saw that good news, they piled in. But the roller coaster ride in the market, warning the viewers, is far from over.
What is the impact of all of this on the employment picture, Mitch, and also on wages?
I think that's a question about small business at the end of the day, because small businesses are the growth engine for our jobs market. And in fact, over the last 10 years, small businesses have created 5 times more jobs than large businesses have. So if small businesses, which are made up, some of these are moms and pops, if they too are pessimistic, or if they're having issues with tariffs because the goods or services that they import are now more expensive, they're going to have to make a choice between materials for the work that they do or an extra employee. That's going to impact the jobs market. Wages as well. When margins get compressed because it costs more money to import goods, then you can't afford to give wages. So I think that's really going to be a small business story, and I hope the administration is acutely aware, because their messaging to small business, in my opinion, hasn't been great.
Yeah, and all of this plays into consumer confidence. And to be honest, in the last several days, watching some of these big basketball games, I've seen more and more ads of Ford, for example, talking about jobs here in America, manufacturing here in America. I'm guessing we're going to be seeing more of that. How does that factor into how people perceive American-made or American jobs and manufacturing here at home?
I would say that Americans are torn between purchasing patriotism, when they see made in America, do they jump to it versus just the lowest cost? I've been an advocate for Amazon to put in every single ad where a product is made. And in a lot of industries, you have to do that. And, e-commerce doesn't, because I think it'd be an interesting test to see if Americans are willing to pay more for something that's made in America. I was in Home Depot last night, and if anything is made in America, they do a really good job of putting a sign right there on the end cap that says made in America. And I think people by and large will be patriotic when they purchase. The question is, how elastic is the consumer? If something's now 50% more because it's made in America, are they willing to do that?
Yeah, interesting analogy. Mitch, always good to see you. Thank you for your time.
Have a great day.
You too.